Hey YouTube world, this is Killer FedEx Guy, and this is my first impression, second part of the video, and just wanted to give you a look of what it looks like when it's all hooked up. I've got the color of the lights that change, which is pretty cool. That is in your synapses menu that you can do it, and then let me focus here. And you have your app keys. Now what your app keys do is you have one for, like playing MMOs. I guess they call them macros. I'm not really familiar with macros, so please excuse my noobness on that. So, but I've played Guild Wars, and I have a lot of these keys set to specific powers. Sometimes I can't reach the keys to get to because I'm in constant battle. I'm freaking out. But anyway, this is what this is. Is you can, when you're in synapses, you can I guess save them as a favorite on that specific key that's like on this keyboard. So for say if you like want 2 as your second, you just hit 2 on this thing and it activates the 2 on the other side of the keyboard. So that's pretty cool. Now if you hit the Razer icon, you'll go back, and then you have your if there was your little numpad right there, then that would be there. But this is pretty cool how it's all touch and stuff. I've had the sensitivity of the touchpad's amazing. Haven't had any issues so far, but I will go over some other stuff I need to let y'all know about this if you decide to buy it. But here is the YouTube app, which is pretty sweet because you can sign into your profile if you have a YouTube account. It brings up Google and all that good stuff. You have your favorites, browse, most viewed, and all that. Now I did get some questions on my YouTube video about if there was lag on the videos, and let me see if I can find a action video. As you can see, the touch screen is pretty good. Let me just search something real fast for y'all. Let's do. Come on. There we go. Okay, let's do a Judge Dredd trailer. Oh yeah, official trailer. And these videos do play, depending on your connection speed, will play in 1080p from what I understand. But as you can see, I mean, it doesn't look like there's any lags or FPS problems. I played about 30 or 50 YouTube videos, and I haven't had any issue with stuttering or frame rate issues or anything like that. So I mean, as you can see, there, it doesn't look like there's anything. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on in the video, as you can see, and it doesn't look like there's nothing. But if anyone else, when you get the keyboard, if you have some problems, please put it in a reply video post on my thing. That way we know. But I mean, as you can see, it plays excellent. So anyway, moving on. You have your Facebook app. If my camera would zoom in on my iPhone, you have your Facebook app. You just touch it. Boom, there you go. Now the problem with Facebook app I had on this keyboard was It uses a similar version of for say you have the iPhone Facebook app. It uses that type of software, and sometimes it's very hard to navigate through stuff and trying to find, go to your profile site or see your news feed and stuff like that. But that's the only issues I've had. As far as lagging, nothing like that. Okay, we're going to move on. You have your Twitter app button. You got your Gmail button, and I don't have an account with either. And then you have your clock button. Now when you go in your clock, of course it shows your time and date and all that. But here's a cool little feature, is the stopwatch. And from what I understand from reading the manual is that when you do the stopwatch, it counts down, like you can, for say you're playing an MMO, and you kill an enemy and you hit the stopwatch and it starts counting down time. Well, as soon as the enemy respawns, you stop the thing, and then whenever you kill him again, you hit that stopwatch, and you can just wait until he respawns and see how long it takes for him to respawn that way. Same goes for like Battlefield when vehicles respawn, etc., etc. Now we have your micro tab here, your gaming tab, which doesn't minimize you out of your game if you accidentally hit the window alt tab. This icon right here is the internet for surfing while playing games. The only issue I've had with this is websites that have high resolution pictures and a bunch of other advertisement and videos playing at one time. The screen will freeze, and if you have this problem, the only thing I can suggest is either restart, unplugging the keyboard from your USB port, or you can just hit the Razer icon right here and it fixes it. But I went to GameTrailers.com and it froze on me, so I had to hit the Razer icon to get it back. Now, one problem I've been having, and Razer needs to look at this, is sometimes they just put out some apps for Team Fortress, Counter-Strike, and Battlefield. I can't remember what else, but there's a screensaver thing where you could take pictures of your game, screenshot pictures, and I think that was it. But in order to switch your apps, you have to do, they call a 3-finger swipe across. And what that does is it changes your apps up here to your gaming apps, and I will show you if I can get this to work. I don't know if I'm working this right, but as you can see, it can be difficult at times, and for some reason that doesn't pop up. Yeah, so maybe I need to minimize that on my screen, but as you can see, this is the issue I am having. There we go. It takes a couple of tries to get it, and maybe there's a setting I'm not looking at under the synapses to get that turned up to where it will switch to your apps. But the apps I have right now is the Star Wars, you have Counter-Strike, Team Fortress, Battlefield, and I don't know what this is. Okay, this is a time profile, and basically this is for, as you can see, Caspian Border. Okay, yeah, here we go. This is what I was talking about on respawns on tank vehicles, helis, all that stuff right there. Basically what that does is, you hit that when a tank respawns or someone takes it, or when it gets blown up, you just hit that and it counts down, etc., etc. So we're going to move on. This is the screenshot tab, which is kind of like Steam when you hit, I think it's like F9 or something like that. But what it does is it takes a picture of your game screen. As you can see, it takes a picture of whatever was on your screen at that time. I don't know if I can bring that up. Nope, I'll have to go in there manually. But anyway, yeah, that's basically what that is. And you know, here's your Star Wars, which I don't have Star Wars, but it's pretty cool. And then let's see, Counter Strike. You have the regular Counter Strike Source, and then the new Counter Strike, the Global Offensive, and that's pretty tight. You just choose whatever team you want, and it brings up the guns, and stuff like that. Your bomb kit, you know, there's that. Your rifles, you know, and also you can use these tabs in game to switch to whatever. And the money, you know, of course, the money thing is for your buy menu. But I thought that was pretty cool. And here is your Team Fortress, and that's pretty tight. I always like choosing the soldier, and then there's all his get up gear. You choose your grenade, you know, shotgun, shovel. So that was pretty cool. Battlefield support, and this is I'm guessing that's all his attachments and stuff like that. So Indigo Prone, that's pretty sweet. I used that today when I was playing. So yeah, that's my pretty much first impression. The only problem I've had with this is the ability to swap back and forth between your apps. As you can see, I'm trying to go back. There we go. It takes a couple of tries to get used to, but I mean, overall it's a good keyboard. I am loving it. You know, no issues here except for the touchpad of switching apps. If they could figure out a way, and if there was a settings to switch that, you know, maybe make it as a micro button or something that you could hit to switch it manually instead of using your touchpad, would be greatly appreciated. But that's my only biggest thing right there, is the touchpad and switching the apps, how difficult sometimes it can be. I don't know if I'm just doing it wrong, you know, like I said, if I'm doing it wrong or not, or if there's a setting I can turn that up to where it can switch it easily. But anyway, guys, yeah, this is pretty much it. Hope you liked the review, and hopefully it gave you some information on what to expect when you get this keyboard. So we'll see you in the gaming world later.